Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Open Sports Page. I'm Sid Rosenberg.
And I'm Amber Wilson.
All right, today, Amber, we'll discuss a generous act by a Pro Bowl quarterback and why it's not safe to wrestle with STDs. But first, as always, let's take a look at the front page.
It's been a miserable season for everyone associated with the 4-6 Browns, from the coaches, fans, and even the front office. And now the latest headline grabber, a disgruntled Browns fan who apparently thought his team was about to blow another lead, emails GM Phil Savage calling him the worst GM in the NFL. Savage's response, go root for the Buffaloes, F you.
Wow. He actually said that?
Apparently, he actually did say that.
Wow.
I guess there was, some questions whether he said it, and he actually did admit it to one of his players, and it was addressed, and or one of the coaches or something. He admitted to it eventually.
I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. We just talked yesterday about Rich Rodriguez of Michigan saying, hey, get a life and get off my back. And, some of these guys are human like everybody else, and they get angry and they fire back.
This is a little different than get a life, though.
Yeah.
This is like a big F you.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. It shows some personality.
By the way,
shows some fire.
But that guy wasn't wrong. He may be one of the worst GMs in football. That's the other thing. I know Phil defended himself there, but that guy may be right. F you.
I guess it's a whole other discussion. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I guess, the PC thing to say would be that it's not appropriate for the general manager of any team to curse or curse out the fans or even address the situation, because obviously he should have just ignored the email, theoretically. That being said, I'm sure we've all gotten emails in our lives that we'd rather just write back and big F you.
Oh, my God. I get these text messages on my radio show every day. You've been there. You've been on with me. And they're
horrible.
Awful.
You've gotten ones about me, but when I'm on this show.
Things about you.
Stop it. Not horrible. Come on.
No, they love you. They love you.
No, but there's message boards out there about me and stuff.
Of course,
and horrible stuff.
Of course.
And
I'm
it's a little tempting to write back.
I always do. I always do. They say to me, don't write back and don't read the number on the air, and every once in a while.
Oh, and you do it. Yeah, I don't do it. I pretend like I haven't seen it.
I'm just like Phil Savage. F you. After 18 years in the majors, Amber, I should say, Yankees pitcher Mike Mussina has called it a career. Mussina's retirement comes on the heels of his only 20-win season, 20-9 this year with the Yanks, with a 3.37 ERA. He finishes his career with 270 wins overall. No rings, no Cy Youngs. Debate.
270 wins is the second most winningest right-hander, active right-hander.
Well, he's got a lot more wins than losses.
Yeah.
64%, 117 more wins. Solid is the word.
Very
Not
solid.
a Hall of Famer. Not a Hall of Famer.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tend to agree with that. I mean, he's been around 18 years in the league, spent some time with Baltimore, and the Yankees definitely done well. The Yanks did want him to come back, and he chose to apparently spend more time with his family, is what's being reported, and that's fine. He was at the top of his game when he left, and probably a good time to leave, and why not? You're almost 40, but I don't know about the Hall of Fame.
No, I don't think so either. He's not a Hall of Famer, but you're right. He goes out on top. One of just 5 pitchers, in fact, to win 20 games in their last season. The last guy to do it was Sandy Koufax, who won 27 ball games. So he has a great year. He's done, and I'm with you. Won 19 games a couple of times with the Baltimore Orioles. Only pitched to a sub-ERA once. Only finished in the top 3 in the Cy Young voting once. Never won a Cy Young award. Never a great pitcher. In the era where you had Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens, Pedro Martinez, the 3 guys in Atlanta, Smoltz, Glavine, and Maddox, the Rocket, all these guys, he was never as dominant as those guys. Solid, very good, not great, not a Hall of Famer.
Right. Yeah. Consistent. All right.
Which is good. It's something
which is great. No, absolutely. Nothing to say bad about this guy whatsoever.
Good-looking guy, too.
But to be in the Hall of Fame, actually, you're right. Yeah. To be in the Hall of Fame, it has to be a little bit something more. You're in my Hall of Fame, I've seen. All right, still more to come here on the OSP, including Tony Romo's new friend, and why college wrestlers are feeling the burn. Really, Andy? Back page coming up next.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.
Back here on the OSP, time now to take a look at what's burning up the back page.
That's right, Amber. Tony Romo, Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback, may not win a championship this year, but he could win Man of the Year. Cowboys quarterback was walking past a movie theater on Wednesday, came across a homeless guy. The guy was just sitting out there and handing out flyers. Romo offered to buy the homeless man a movie ticket. He initially refused, and then he realized it was Tony Romo. And he said, all right, man, I'll go to the movies with you. So, and one other time, by the way, Tony Romo also changed the tire of a couple.
An elderly couple.
Yeah, when he was coming home from the Cowboys season opener. So Tony Romo seems like a pretty halfway decent guy.
Yeah, apparently so. I guess, if you have a broken pinky and you can't get your team into the headlines with winning on the field and get yourself into the headlines in other ways. But I actually thought this was a pretty cute story. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, very random. The homeless guy, I guess his name is Doc, apparently. And there's a lot of quotes from him saying that, this restored his faith in mankind, that he couldn't believe that a guy like Tony Romo would do this for him. And, it's a cool story. They went and watched.
What movie did they go see?
It was the movie with the, oh, God, what's the name of it? The Role Models movie. With with the kid, yeah.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about, sure. But I'll tell you this.
It's supposed to be a funny movie.
Okay, if I was walking on the street, first of all, I'm not even sure, and I consider myself a pretty nice guy when it comes to these things. I'm not even sure I would do that. Ask a guy to go with me and then actually take him. So my hat goes off to Tony.
No,
Romo.
I would. I'm a woman, so maybe
Well,
it's
you
a little.
can't go.
I
No,
would
no,
never
no.
walk
He'd
up
be
to
sucking
a random
up all over you,
home.
stinking all over you and stuff. And you don't need that aggravation. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust those homeless guys when it comes to pretty
But
little
that would
blondes.
be real public service.
Yeah, that would be
And
real
our
public
STD news. Speaking of,
Well, what do you mean
today,
STD? What does
I don't
that
know
mean?
why there would be STD news. Apparently, we have STD news. Of
Yeah,
the day.
okay.
Thanks, Andy. 3 former college wrestlers are suing their former school after they contracted herpes from a teammate they were forced to grapple with in practice. The three victims are blaming the coach and athletic trainers for having the team practice with the teammate that had developed the herpes and the lesions on their skin. Everybody developed these sores, and it's type 1 herpes that they all
There
contracted.
are lesions on your skin from
Yeah,
that?
well, not all
God.
herpes. I think we think of herpes as an STD, like Andy wrote it in, but not all herpes is genitally.
Yeah, but so
I
which
guess I
one?
haven't said that word before.
Well,
in my
which
life.
one is
it's
it?
not
though?
all that spread
Right.
that way. So
Right.
this one, actually, like type 1 herpes, when I looked it up, you can actually get it. One of the wrestlers has it in his eye, which can be very dangerous because scar tissue can develop and you can go blind. So it's actually not really that funny of a story. It's not really a laughing matter. But yeah, apparently you can develop herpes lesions on your eyes, your lips, your face, other areas with type 1. Type 2, I believe, is just your
sex?
genitals.
Gotcha. Okay. So but these guys had 1 and 2, right?
They just have 1.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I doubt that.
They just have 1, which is a pretty mild
But
form.
why would the school
It's a pretty mild form, but I mean, this is obviously, I remember in high school, I dated a wrestler and he used to have ringworm, and it was disgusting.
How do you get ringworm?
And I stopped dating him.
How do you
That's
get
not why.
how do you get ringworm?
That was a horrible story. I just threw this poor kid under the bus.
Well, no, but you didn't
I
say
didn't
his
really
name.
date him.
Well,
No,
say
I
his
didn't
name.
say-
Of course he does. But how do you get ringworm anyway?
I'm gonna get sued. It's the same sort of thing, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never had it. I've never had it, people.
If you knew right now, all kidding aside, and we have no bodily contact for the most part during this show, other than like a little touch here or something like this. But if you knew right now that I had just suffered a massive herpes outbreak, would you, again, there's no wrestling, we're not doing anything real physical, would you come into this studio right
Where's
now
the show
and
going
tape
today?
this show with me? There's no way you would do it. That's how do these people
I
allow it to
would
go
tape
on?
this show with you as
If
long
you
as
knew
we
right now
weren't
that I had the herpes jumping off
wrestling.
me or jumping off onto your body
Why
and stuff, the
would it be
herpes.
jumping off me? This isn't like, and this is like when Magic Johnson was playing with HIV years ago, and
yes.
some players were, there is
Karl
a
Malone,
controversy.
Karl Malone.
Right, exactly. I mean, some people take this too far, but wrestling, when
With
we're
herpes,
actually
yeah.
talking about wrestling with herpes, now I can kind of understand why it could be a situation, because obviously it
favorite
is
actor?
spread through contact
Who's your
like
favorite
that.
actor? What actor
Like
do you find
what?
the
As
sexiest
far-
in Hollywood?
sexy.
Sexiest actor in Hollywood.
Sexiest actor in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Oh, goodness. I don't
Give
even
me
know.
one guy.
George Clooney. He's
George
very
Clooney,
attractive.
okay,
Sure.
George Clooney, okay. So you get a call today from Hollywood.
Yes.
They want you to make a movie with George Clooney, but he only has the type 1 herpes. not
Maybe
the one
Johnny
that has
Depp.
Okay, Johnny Depp. He's got the type
Am
1
I going
herpes.
to get it forever? I have it forever. How many outbreaks am I going to have in my lifetime?
Is that what you want to know? You would do it? Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
One
No,
kissing
people,
scene?
no.
Yeah, okay. All right. I would do it.
I don't know where
Doesn't-
this show is going to come
really
back to
bother
haunt
me.
me later in my career. I have no doubt this show is going to come back to haunt me. Let's
Well, the
get
good
off
news is
the
the
herpes.
show is over. That's it.
And it is over. It
Yeah.
is over. But we're going to see what happens with that interesting lawsuit. But that's going to do it for us here on Open Sports Page. Make sure you tune in every day for the latest in sports news and opinions.
All right, so for Amber Wilson, and I'm Sid Rosenberg, and neither one of us, by the way, is suffering, as far as
We don't
we
have
know,
herpes.
for any of that stuff. Exactly. Don't forget to check
don't.
out the Sid Rosenberg
I
radio
don't.
show each and every weekday online, 6 to 10 a.m. in one of two places, either sidrosenberg.com or, of course, 790theticket.com. And keep it right here at opensports.com with the future of sports on the web. And you don't need cream for this show.
does.
No cream.
For more great videos, check back every day on opensports.com.